Peace, beautiful people. It is I, Shogun Kaye, back like broad straps and 4 flats on a Cadillac. Sheesh, I'm here with it, back with another video. Today's video we're watching is called Police Chief Realizes He's Going to Prison Forever. Forever. Anybody ever seen Sound Like? You know what I'm talking about. Sound Like old movie back. I'm showing my age, but who cares? Forever, ever, and ever, ever. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me as you watch this video and see what this cop did to be going to jail, to prison, forever. All right, let's get to it.
You want to be that cop. You tried. And you want to sit here and try to say you didn't do it? Man slap me. Do it. You want me to man slap you? I'll give you the shot. Do it. Why not? Because I'm not a little 3-year-old, 31-pound girl?
On October 20th, 2018, Police Chief Timothy Dean accidentally drove his vehicle off the road in Wichita, Kansas. Another officer drove by and saw what Timothy had done, so he stopped to help. Timothy told the officer that he was on his way to New York to visit a friend, and that help was arriving soon. What the Kansas officer didn't realize is that the police chief was on his way to New York, armed with several handguns, an assault rifle, a shotgun, and body armor. His target was his wife's ex-boyfriend. 2 days later, on October 22nd, 2018, police responded to a double homicide in Sodus, New York. When they arrived on scene, the police found the body of Joshua Niles lying under his truck in his own driveway. They also found the body of his girlfriend, Amber Washburn, seated in the driver's seat of her vehicle that was also parked in her driveway. Wow. Their young child was in the backseat of Amber's car, and he appeared to be uninjured. The police interviewed the neighbor, who told them that a masked man had approached Joshua as he was working on his truck. The unknown male pulled a gun on Joshua and shot him. At the same time, his girlfriend Amber was pulling into the driveway. The shooter immediately turned his attention to the female and shot her through the windshield of her car. The police noted that the shot that killed Amber would have been very difficult to make, which led them to believe that the gunman had experience with firearms. The investigation continued, and the police learned that Joshua was in a custody battle for his children with his ex-girlfriend Charlene Childers. Wow. They were also made aware that very recently, Joshua had been granted full custody of his children after a judge deemed Charlene's home as unsafe for the children. Charlene was married to Police Chief Timothy Dean, who was also going through a custody battle with his ex after a video was taken of him striking his own daughter. The police began to realize that Charlene had motive for wanting to eliminate Joshua. Her husband was also an experienced shooter, so perhaps they were the key to solving the case. The detectives were able to find Charlene first, and she was brought in for interrogation. Charlene explains that she and her husband are in the middle of a divorce, and he currently lives in Texas.
Whoa! Yo, that is a lot. That's a lot going on here. I'm a little confused. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a lot going on here. That is crazy work. First of all, they had pulled Yo over before he committed this thing, and he had all kind of arsenal and Kevlar and all that in his back seat, and y'all didn't find that suspicious at all. You didn't even ask him why he was carrying all these guns, why he had. I mean, it's legal to do so, but did you ask the question, or did you let him just rock out because he, you know what I'm saying, he a boy in blue? He one of them boys in blue. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when it? We saw what they gonna do when they come for you. You seen what he did when he came for the his wife's, his soon-to-be ex-wife's ex-boyfriend. That's crazy. He approached him with a mask on. Witnesses say he gunned him down. That's crazy, man. Let's keep watching.
And basically, what's life?
And thank goodness the kid wasn't hurt though, because I thought it started off by saying slapping a little kid. But am I tripping? I ain't gonna go back. We're gonna just continue.
And we talked to him.
He called me on my way up here. From a restricted number, and he's like, at first I answered it and I was silent. And he's like, hello? Like, hey, I know you don't want me calling you. I was like, why the f are you calling from a restricted number? Because I know you wouldn't answer your phone. Touche. Okay.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And he said he had saw what happened on the news and was asking me about it. I was like, I know as much as everybody else does.
How would he see that on the news down in Texas?
Because I had shared a couple of the news articles on Facebook.
Okay.
So why didn't he say I saw your Facebook post?
Come on, man.
And I ain't gonna go crazy with him. I'm just saying, why he ain't say I saw your Facebook post? That's a little wild, ain't it?
All right.
Has he ever been to New York?
He has with me.
Do you think that he came up here?
I I don't believe that he would. I have no reason to believe that he would. I mean, I know the guy has had his life turned upside down, but so have I.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, both of y'all came into this with some serious baggage. That's one thing. When you get into new relationships, man, you can't be getting into relationships when you got baggage and so does the other person. One of y'all got to have an open open suitcase. One of y'all got to have some clean, clear luggage so I can take some of your drama and help you through it, or we can get help together. We both just can't coming in with a whole bunch of baggage and trauma and drama and all kind of beef going on. That ain't no way to start no relationship. That's crazy.
Oh, what's he ever said about Josh?
Me and Josh did not have a good relationship.
Okay.
Tim knew the stuff that Josh had done to me.
Okay. What do you mean?
Josh used to beat the hell out of me.
Oh, really?
For 5 years, he beat the hell out of me.
I'm not saying it's against people who've been in abusive relationships, but if you are in an abusive relationship, get the hell out of it. Get the hell on. You don't deserve to be beat on. I don't even know the circumstances behind this relationship, but if anybody listening out there or watching is in an abusive relationship, get the hell out of it. ASAP.
Tim had never really spoke too bad about him, you know. It was more of, you know, if I could ever get into a fight with him, I would fight him. And that's what I've gotten a lot of messages about is, oh, was this a drug deal going wrong? Why are y'all asking me? And plus, you think my ex tells me everything he does? Oh yeah, I'm going to sell to this person today. Mm-hmm. No.
All right. Do you think Tim's capable of shooting somebody?
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Like, unless it was like on the job protecting his life.
Right, yeah.
I can't see it.
Nah, if he an active police officer, he risks his life every day. Coming down to whether or not he can off somebody is no question. No question. If the right circumstances present itself. You feel what I'm saying? But you acting like you trying to paint a picture now as if he wouldn't do something like that. So you in a relationship with this new guy who's a cop. I don't know if you married him or what. I can't remember. Tim is a cop. I don't know if this is her husband or what. I can't remember. But either way, you're telling Tim about all the stuff that Josh did to you, all the negative things that happened. What do you think, or how do you think he looks at Josh? You know what I'm saying? No, it ain't no if I could. He probably like, if I ever run across this somebody, you feel me? I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to him. If I ever run across a dude, because if he loves you and somebody's walking around that used to hurt you, abuse you, and left you with trauma, you're going to always feel some type of way about that. That's just how it go. That's why some things should be left where it's at. If you ended that chapter of your life and you're no longer with that person, leave that baggage back there. Don't bring that into the new relationship. Don't do that.
He's not that type of person.
No, really.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Like, it still feels like a horrible bad dream.
Right.
How? Who? Why? That's what I want to know. My kids need the closure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if it turns out, and God forbid, and I swear on everything, if it is Tim, my kids will never find that out.
Okay.
Because they don't need to be crushed even more.
Right. What's your thoughts right now? What's going on? And
I am blown away.
yeah.
I'm not sure what to think.
Do you see though? I mean, that we're here. This happens to Josh, and
no emotion. Even though you don't rock with Josh, y'all was in an abusive relationship. There was some love there because y'all produced children. So for me, I could be in a relationship with a woman, and if we had kids together and something happened to her, I would grieve, because for one, even though we didn't work out in a relationship, this is still the mother of my children. You know what I'm saying? It's still the mother of my kids. The pain I feel for them, knowing that they've lost their mom, is going to be traumatic. You know, having to explain as they get older why mom's not here no more. You know, that would definitely induce a lot of emotion out of me, and also for the person that I once loved. You know what I'm saying? You once loved this person. So the fact that she's emotionless, even the fact that Tim could be considered a suspect in how they're pointing to her right now and asking certain questions, she's not even in a rage about that. She's kind of like, well, if it is him, I don't see him doing it, but if it is him, something's off about this.
for some reason, Tim's in Wichita, Kansas.
Charlene claims that prior to the murder, she received a call from her husband.
Oh, her husband.
Timothy told her that he had wrecked his vehicle and he needed a ride to rent a car. Charlene explains that she did pick him up in Kansas, but only to give him a ride to rent a car. The detectives believe that she drove him all the way to New York and helped him map out the plan to kill her ex.
Whoa.
So, but it was definitely at night that you went up to Wichita?
Yes,
Okay.
it was after 3 o'clock
Okay, where did you say you picked him up?
at a Motel 6 in Empolia.
Okay. You picked him up at the motel?
Yes,
So you're saying you picked him up at the hotel and took him to the rental place?
yes,
The one in Wichita?
Wichita, at the airport.
So if I was to contact this Motel 6 and ask to see their security video, then I would see you picking him up at that Motel 6?
If they have cameras outside, because all I did was pull up right by their front entrance. If they have cameras outside right there,
They do.
then you would. You'd see it, my black SUV.
Did you have anything to do with Tim shooting Josh and Amber?
No.
Then he went overboard. He not only shot his wife's ex-boyfriend, but also his girlfriend. So he just went, yeah, you just lost it. Maybe she witnessed it, but I don't even know how, because they said that you had a mask on. So what did you shoot her for? That's crazy.
Did you put Tim up to it?
No.
Why do we think Tim did this, and knowing what we know now? I'm going to give you just my quick look at this from what I'm getting this morning, okay? I have your husband that back in May gets arrested for this child abuse on a video that you had videotaped, but not the purpose of videotaping wasn't to show the alleged abuse. It was to show the child's attitude that was going on. And
You taped your own child getting abused and you sat there and just let it happen? This is why everybody can't be parents, man. How you sit there and just let your child get abused? You're going to tape it on camera, and all you can see from that is the child having an attitude? Man, bump the attitude. Why is this 3-year-old getting abused?
the trouble that the child was causing for the family. Now you got to figure out your children have been taken away from you for something you didn't do.
But you allowed it, so you just as guilty. If you sit there and watch your child get abused, you don't need no kids. Take them away. You damn right.
Okay. Now I think you might know some more because it's like, okay, so this, I don't want to say love and hate relationship, because you, in your own words, he's not a bad guy. He's just, it ain't working out for us.
Right.
And that you may not want to think that he did this, but you have more knowledge about what's going on than what you're letting me know. And I want to give you that opportunity to say, hey, if it sinks him, it sinks him, okay? But you don't want to go down with it.
So I was right earlier. She's divorcing Tim, the cop. They're in the middle of the divorce. So you got an ex-boyfriend who you got kids with. Then you got a soon-to-be ex-husband who's the police officer. This ex-husband, allegedly, with your help, is what they're assuming, went down there to New York together and shot Josh and his girl. And now you acting like you don't know enough about nothing. That's seeming like what's happening right now. And what did you promise Tim? I don't know. Did you tell Tim, if you do this for me, we'll stay together, something like that? Something crazy like that? I don't know. Let's see.
You know what I'm saying? I want to, you're a better witness than you are a suspect. Don't try to save him because of this, okay? That's why you're here right now, okay, as this courtesy to explain why this stuff that we had some information, we've been working this all week. The stuff's not jiving, and I think you can answer it, okay, but it's probably going to be, against him. Okay, I think that you might know some more cardinal knowledge about what he did, and I want you to grasp out of this opportunity right now to give us that information about that.
I don't know that he did it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, tell me what you do know.
I know he loves me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that he would do anything to try to make my life less complicated.
Key word, he'll do anything. You know what anything mean? Earlier you said you couldn't see him doing something like that. But now you're saying he would do anything to make your life less complicated. What would probably make your life less complicated is if you regain custody of them kids. And if your ex-boyfriend who you don't like, excuse me, if your ex-boyfriend who you don't like is off the map, you feel me, out of here, some kind of way, he's no longer a part of the picture. That will make your life less too many L's, life less complicated. Yeah, it's too many L's going on here.
Okay.
Do I want to sit here and believe, yeah, my or soon-to-be ex-husband freaking murdered the father and stepmother of my children? No, I don't want to believe that. Not at all.
So why did you think you were renting him a vehicle?
I thought I was renting him a vehicle just to have to get around.
You know he was taking a trip up this way. You know he was running vehicles to do that. He got in the accident, you're the first one he calls. He does the deal, you're the first one he calls afterwards. It has quite the lengthy conversation. Okay, I got the car being rented on Saturday at 1 something, but you're saying he had it at 11 the night before.
You're saying you picked him up from Motel 6. We have video from the hotel showing an Uber driver picking him up at the hotel, not you. We can imagine how it looks to us when we do find that you're not being honest with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're talking about us twisting things up. I mean...
Why do criminals do that, yo? Why do they do that, y'all? Why would you say something like, they'd be like, yo, if I check the footage, am I going to see what you're saying? Yeah, check the footage. Yeah. I would rather say, I don't know. I mean, you can check the footage if you want, but I'm not going to sit there and be like, yeah, if you check the footage, you're going to see my black SUV sitting out there. Knowing damn well you wasn't there. Damn well ain't no SUV going to be on that footage. Did you think they weren't going to check the footage? Do you think they were just asking you about footage because they had no reasoning or no motive to check the footage and they're just going to take your word for it? Come on, man.
We just want the truth. We're not twisting anything up.
Charlene realizes that she's stuck between a rock and a hard place. She decides it's best to admit that she talked about how much easier her life would be if Josh was out of the picture.
What I just say?
Yeah, we did talk about it.
Bam, what I just say? What I just told y'all. I told y'all. Getting Josh out of the picture will make her life much easier. And she just said that he would do anything. Tim would do anything to make her life much easier.
Okay. Explain that to me.
You know, being in pissed off modes. Every time that I turned around, it was like I was getting some other kind of bad news.
Right.
You know, August when I come up. Yeah, my lawyer's got me pumped. I'm going to get my kids back. I got this. You know, I'm a good mom. I do what I got to do. I work hard. And I always support them. They always have what they need. Not necessarily always what they want, but They have what they need.
Right. And that's our job.
And exactly. I'm a damn good mom. I don't care. I lose them. I'm torn.
Why do you think that happened?
I lost my kids because my kids didn't feel safe around Tim.
Okay.
So we had talked about it. You know, I was like, God, I wish he would just die in a ditch somewhere because, you know, 9 years, 10 years now of just total BS. Every time I turn around, that man's trying to do something to my life. Doesn't matter that I live halfway across the country, and that's the reason I moved halfway across the country, was to get away from him.
Right.
To where he could still see the kids. We had a visitation, but no. Every time I turn around, he's always bad-mouthing me. Me and Tim talked about it. You know, yeah. Okay? Fucking shoot him. Just shoot him.
Oh my goodness. So right there, that's what I was talking about earlier. Don't be taking your baggage, your issue, your trauma, and giving it to your new dude, your new husband. Not all that negativity, especially if you know this guy would do anything for you, anything to make your life easier. And you talking about, yeah, you in a rage. Oh, just shoot him. I wish somebody would kill him, get him out of here, unalive him. I wish somebody would do X, Y, and Z. You talking to a man who vowed to do anything for you. Yeah. Yeah, you talking to a man you took them vows of till death do us part with. You feel me? So those words are not falling on deaf ears. Deaf ears? See, I always say that. It's death on deaf ears, okay? Y'all understand what I'm talking about.
Did I actually mean it? No.
Well, what did Tim say?
He's like, oh yeah, I'll get it done. Whatever.
Okay, so you say shoot him, just shoot him. And Tim says, I'll get it done. At this moment, if you didn't mean that, you can be like, no, I don't mean that. I'm just mad as hell. I just can't stand him. Don't do that. the minute somebody confirms and tells you, not only confirms your emotions and your feelings, but then will tell you they're gonna handle that situation for you. At the least, you looking at Tim going up there and beating this dude, pistol whipping him and some more stuff, and stuff might escalate. At the least, once he told you that he was gonna handle it, he'd take care of it for you, you should at least expect some kind of physical harm to come to Josh. And you knew Tim wasn't lying. You knew he wasn't joking, and you knew you were serious. That's why you didn't correct him.
Then what?
Then it's been a few months. Yeah, we've stayed in contact. And then Thursday, prior to that, he said, I'm going to make a trip to New York. Okay. That's all he said was, I'm going to make a trip to New York.
And you didn't ask him?
I said, why?
Okay.
He's like, just to go get some business done.
What business?
What kind of business?
Yeah.
Nothing you need to know about. Okay.
Do you think he was ever under the impression that if you were to get the custody back, that things would work out between you and him?
He was at first. He was.
Because you told him that. You told him, you do this. This is just my assumption. I'm assuming that you told this man, Tim, your husband who you're about to divorce, you told him if he got rid of Josh and she got them kids back, we could talk about us being a family again. And that was enough to get Tim to strap up and go do what he did. But let's see.
Because, I was like, if I ever get custody back, then we'll do the whole, slowly date for a little bit, bring you back into the kids' lives slowly, reintroduce kind of thing.
Makes sense.
Make them, see that you're not such a bad guy that everybody's made you out to be.
Well, you said you should just shoot him.
Yeah,
But I just need to be clear on that, okay? What was actually said?
Yeah, it was just shoot him, get him out of my life. I didn't think that he actually would.
But you are a very powerful young lady. Okay, besides being beautiful, you have a lot of persuasion about you. Like, you're a persuasive young lady. Okay, you know that you got that kind of power. There's nothing wrong with that.
And she ain't even denying it, y'all. Look, she kind of even smirking. Look at her. She know. You know whatever you told Tim to do, he was going to do. You probably used to pull the kind of stuff on Josh, and Josh got tired of it and couldn't deal with you no more. So Josh left, you know what I'm saying? Y'all split, whatever happened. But look at the smirk on her face when he said that. How powerful she is. She's like, yeah, that's me. That's me.
Smile.
I do.
See,
There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Hey, I'm a beautiful guy, and I know I got that power too. So I'm with you on that, okay?
Maybe it's the angles. I digress. If you know, you know.
Beautiful beard.
Okay, there, thank you. But anyways, I'm just kidding.
Hope not.
No, I'm just kidding.
Charlene has admitted to telling Timothy that he should just shoot Joshua to make her life easier. Charlene claims that it was all said in the heat of the moment, and she didn't believe he would do it, despite knowing that he was madly in love with her, and she is very persuasive.
Did I think he was going to shoot him and kill him and kill Amber?
You thought maybe he might come up here and get in his face and tell him to leave you alone.
I think that was about the most, if even that. I figured he would have pulled up by his house, sat there for a little while, watched them, see the kids from a distance, and left.
So if you thought that when he told you he had to handle business, which you know was a clear lie, why you ain't call him out on that and say, hey, whatever you do, don't go up there and mess with Josh, man. Don't go up there and do X, Y, and Z. I know I've been venting to you about a lot of stuff, but I don't do nothing to hurt him. Leave it be. You should have said all that because, like you said, you knew he was going up there and he gave you a lie, according to your testimony, on why he was going up there. This would have been the opportune time to double down on the fact that you did not mean none of that stuff you said in the heat of the moment, if you weren't involved.
You knew damn well he was going up to New York.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, you knew damn well he was going to Sodas. You knew damn well he was going at minimum to confront Josh, okay, about you getting your kids back.
Yep.
What do you're going to try to sell to the powers that be that you thought Tim was going to talk to Josh, and then Josh say, you know what, Tim, that's the way I think it should happen. Take the kids back with you in your rental car.
No.
Okay, all right, and yes, I'm being facetious here, okay? All right, so, with that said, I can't help explain your end of it if you're gonna blow smoke up our ass here.
It was, honestly, he called, restricted.
Yeah.
I answered it, was silent for a minute. He said, hey. So I know you don't want me to call you and have contact with you, but I just saw what was going on Facebook, and I was wondering what the hell was going on.
That's you know it, okay? I'm gonna call shenanigans on that. Because now you just got done talking about, you just got done setting up a vehicle for him to pick him up after an accident, for him to go to New York, and now he's gonna not.
See that face right there? That's when you're caught in a lie. Hey, that is the I am caught in a lie face. You see that, how he caught her right there? Hold on, man. I ain't gonna go back. Y'all saw it.
Nonchalantly call you and say, hey, I just happened to see what went on the television. Okay, I think it was something like that. I think it was more like, hey, what are you hearing? What's going on? What's gotten back to you? What is it? I think it's more of that. I think there's more talk that he told you, but you're not being fully honest, because nothing's jiving with this. I'm renting vehicles out for him. I'm looking up the cheapest car for him to drive. I'm getting a hold of a buddy, and I'm driving the buddy to go get a vehicle. I'm telling the buddy
to pick him up when he gets in an accident.
I'm telling the buddy not to put his name on the rental agreement as a driver. I'm telling him this, I'm doing this, and I'm bringing him here, and then you're going to tell me this phone call afterwards is like, oh, hey, I heard what happened.
Right.
Come on.
Because that's what it was. And I'm telling you this because I know for a fact that he could have sworn to God that his phone and my phone were tapped. So he was going to talk like that, acted like he wasn't even at the scene, acting like he wasn't in New York, and he said, yeah, well, I know they're probably going to come after me because I've been MIA for the last couple days since me and you...
When did he say that?
He said that in that phone call, that 60
Okay, but you didn't say that.
Well, you didn't let me finish it either.
You were given, this is the first time we've asked you about the phone call.
The phone call.
Okay,
All right.
so you never said, don't do this. I was just kidding. I was just venting, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
And I talked to my lawyer, and I asked him, what do I do? I mean, I know the lieutenant wants to talk to me. I know he wants some questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what do I do? He's like, whatever you do not talk to the police.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's solid. Don't talk to the police. You're forgetting the other part. Without me being present. Your lawyer's going to say, yeah, we can talk to the police, just not you by yourself. The police want to, the lawyer wants to be there to make sure you ain't got to answer nothing that's going to incriminate yourself. You feel me? He's not going to tell you just flat out, don't talk to the police. That don't make no sense.
You knew that he would do anything for you, and you did nothing to stop him. How do I explain that to the powers that be, that you, the one that had the power over him, you're the one that asked him to do this? How do I make it not look like you're the evil one here?
No.
Charlene's confession was enough for the police to arrest her and charge her with accessory, at least until they had enough evidence to charge her with murder. Meanwhile, back in Texas, Timothy was arrested at his home and brought in for interrogation.
So what made you go up there and do that, man?
I didn't do it.
So you're there, you don't dispute that. Do you dispute you shut your cell phone off?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you shut your cell phone off?
Because he's a cop and he know y'all can ping the cellular, the signal off of cell phone joints. So he gonna do everything to try to cover his tracks. He a cop. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he know the protocol. That's why he didn't put his name on the rental and do all the extra stuff. That's why even if the conversation was that, if he thought it was tapped, it was because he know that they can go back and listen to phone records that are recorded. So he know the protocol. You feel me?
Help us understand. I left home with the intention of going somewhere far away and putting a bullet in my head, so nobody that knows me would have to be the one to find me and work it.
Tell me when you need 6-7 guns and a whole bunch of ammunition and a vest to put a bullet in your own head. Let that sink in. They found him with a bunch of ammunition, a bunch of guns, and Kevlar vests. You feel me? Bulletproof vests. What you need a bulletproof vest for to put a bullet in your own head?
Okay. What changed?
And I turned my phone off so nobody could call me and figure out what I was doing and try and talk me out of it.
Okay. So what changed? What made it change to what happened that day?
If you think I'm gonna sit here and say that I did that, you're crazy.
I think you're crazy if you don't, quite honestly. And Tim, I mean that.
Tim, it's not a question if you did it.
It's a question of why, and are you sorry? Do you think these 5 different detectives from New York drove down here for no reason? You're wearing the same jacket you're wearing on that video. Actually, 2 videos.
Witnesses describe you in that jacket. You can see the green hat inside your vehicle on the camera. The same green hat you were wearing to do the murder.
Man, what kind of police officer was you, bruh? You must have been working the tickets. You was handing out tickets, because ain't no way you doing all this, getting caught on video, wearing the same jacket that you did the incident in, having a green hat visible in your car, the same green hat that they gonna find in your car that's also visible on camera. You must be ticket patrol. You can't be working homicide. You can't be a field officer unless you handing out tickets, or you probably was doing a crosswalk. Yeah, you probably was a crosswalk dude. You feel me? Or the guy that when the construction going on, he parked his car behind the construction to put the lights on so everybody know to slow down because construction going on. Because you couldn't have been on a homicide team or field work like that if you let these huge boulders of evidence pile up on you like that, and you a cop who just committed murder. Help me understand.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about?
I own a green hat.
We can argue hat colors or whatever's on the head, but the dark hoodie or the black jacket and the hoodie.
Who doesn't have a
Hey, you can argue that all you want, but you're going to try to say it's a coincidence. You travel up there, you have this guy lie and not put your name on there, and then you rent another one with this tack gear. Who the takes tack gear up there, Tim? Who?
I take it with
Don't tell me that bullshit. You're full of shit. You want to put yourself out to be this tactical operator. You are a small town cop. You are a coward that can't even keep a job.
Yo, this cop is grilling him. Hey, let me tell you something. I've never seen good cop, bad cop for real in real life. I've only seen it in movies. But this is good cop, bad cop. This is I'm cool, calm, collective. This is I'm gonna get in your ass, pause, no diddy, no homo cop, bro. He is grilling him face to face, nose to nose. He not letting him tell him no bullshit. He telling him, bro, you from a small town. You can't even keep a job. You pretending like you a tactical cop and you ain't even that. Hey, man, this cop ain't playing no games.
They got your.
You want to see somebody? You saw about 20 guys that are the real deal tonight. You're looking at 2 right here. You see what his shirt says? I come from the same freaking place, man. I've been in those houses when those guys wouldn't come out and didn't give up like a little, like you did.
Ooh-wee.
It's exactly what I told them you were gonna do. You want to be that cop. You tried. And you want to sit here and try to say you didn't do it? You will take the full ride for it. You are gonna let her manipulate you and screw you over into this. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think you would, that's exactly what she is doing to you. When she is not contacting you this week, don't you see the writing on the wall? What, are you mad because I'm here as a man?
Do I look mad?
No, you look scared. You look scared like you did earlier. I ain't a lady in a car with a child in there with me, am I? That is a cowardly act, and you know it. I know. You put it on yourself. And your dad is fixing to know it. Your mother's fixing to know it. The whole world's fixing to know it. You will never see your daughter again. They already know the video's out there, and you want to sit here and minimize that you didn't do anything wrong and try to put that on me? Man slap me like that, motherfucker. Do it right now. I'll let you do it. Man slap me. Do it. You want me to man slap you? I'll give you the shot. Do it. Why not? Because I'm not a little 3-year-old, 31-pound girl?
That's what he did on that video. He must have slapped that little girl on that video when she was being disobedient or argumentative or whatever trouble they said that 3-year-old was causing. He must have slapped her. That's why he's so aggressive with him about this. He's like, you gonna slap that little girl, but you won't slap no man. Now, granted, you got a whole strap on you. Both of y'all are strapped up, teed up, and we know you're dealing with a killer right now. I still think he's a coward, like you saying, though. You know what I'm saying? To slap a little kid like that, and for the girlfriend to sit there and tape that thing and just not even pay attention or even let it cross her mind that the child is being abused, and this probably isn't something I want to share with people, for you to take that as a defense to show the family how disrespectful this 3-year-old girl is while your husband slaps her up on video, that's diabolical. That is diabolical.
You coward? Is that why? That is what you are.
It's time to stop being a coward, Tim. And for once in your life, own up to something you did.
Quit trying to blame me. Quit trying to blame your daughter. Quit trying to blame your first wife. You couldn't even kill you, could you? Could you?
Answer the question, Tim. Are you a cold-blooded killer and a coward? Or were you going through a hard time and were depressed and not in your right mind and manipulated by a very oppressive, manipulating woman and did something to try to keep that marriage together because you screwed it up for her? I want to start over. Why do you go to New York? Well, let me ask you this. Why does Charlie, what do you and Charlie talk about why you go to New York?
She didn't know I was going to New York.
Tim.
Oh, man.
So you're doing this all on your
All
own?
this lying. We already heard her testimony. She knows. She told them.
To go to New York, I didn't have a plan when I left the house. I was just going.
So you load your gun, and it's on your person.
Always.
You fill a tote.
Okay, yeah.
You fill a tote
I'm with you. I'm always
The
on.
tote stays full.
with 2 guns and a bulletproof vest.
It's been
How many people do you know ride around with that in their personal car?
I don't.
The detectives use the tried and true good cop, bad cop routine. The goal here is to have one detective induce as much stress as possible in the suspect, and then have the second detective offer a path of relief. Humans tend to gravitate toward anyone who appears to reduce danger, so the second detective's job is to offer emotional comfort at the price of a confession.
So you're there on the afternoon that Joshua Niles and Amber Washburn were shot and killed. And they can put you on the street. You decide, hey, I'm sticking with my story, I didn't do this, then that's the gamble you take. And you're going to lose. Or you can say, hey, look, my life's a complete wreck, I'm not in my right mind, and this is what happened, and we can sit down and talk about it and sort it out right now.
I already told you I want my attorney.
Okay, you're not under arrest for murder. You know that, right? At this point.
Okay.
Okay. And you think when you say attorney, when you're not under arrest for something, that starts something? No, you don't know the law.
Oh, see, I was about to say, if you ask for your attorney, but he's not being arrested, he's just there for questioning. So because he can say, okay, so if you there for questioning, you really can just say, I'm done answering questions. If they're not charged you with nothing, you're not arrested, you're not being detained. If you're there just to answer questions, you can be like, you know what, I'm done with this, and walk up out of there, unless they turn around and say, you know what, we're going to arrest you for this. Right now, he's not under arrest. So when he's saying he wants his attorney, it don't mean nothing because he's not being detained or arrested. Now, if either one of those happen, he said he wanted his attorney. They got to stop asking any questions. Any questions they ask after that, if they ask him if he's comfortable, is a violation of his rights. You feel me? At that point,
You don't know what you're talking about, and that's what you don't understand. You think you're so smart and so much smarter than everybody else.
I don't think that
Yes,
at
you
all.
do. You thought you could go do this in the middle of the day and you get away with it. But you know what? The thing is, I'll give this to her. I actually disliked your wife more than you. And I'm still going to lean that way. But I will give her something. Faced with the overwhelming evidence,
She told the truth.
she is telling the truth. And guess who is going to have a chance to see her kids before she's old or ever again? Guess who? It just shows me what you didn't know as a cop. I mean, I wouldn't have been prepared to be an investigator after 4 years on the road as a highway patrolman, I guarantee you. And certainly not with the little bit of experience y'all get at Sunray. But your incompetence and ineptitude as a police is shocking to me, because you don't know half of what you do.
And let me tell you where you're wrong, Tim. That most people sit in the seat and don't say anything. Not true.
No.
Most people go, I can't believe I'm here. I feel terrible. Let me tell you what happened. I gotta tell you, And I'm not going to BS you and say 99% of the people say, because that's not true. But I'll tell you, about 80-85% of the people that I sit down and talk to feel terrible, and they realize they made a mistake, and they want to make it right.
Well, at least answer me this. Are you sorry Josh and Amber got killed?
I'm sorry when anyone gets killed.
Okay.
That wasn't the question.
Right.
I'm not
Very
asking about
specific.
anyone.
Well, they fit into anyone. So
Because you don't want to face who they are. You can't. Are you sorry Josh and Amber got killed? Are you?
I just said that.
No, you
You
didn't.
didn't.
What did you say?
You're
I'm sorry when anyone gets killed.
That's generalization.
That's a classic
That's a
indication
deflection.
of deception. See, stuff you don't know about because you've not done this part of the job. You think you have. Say, I'm sorry Josh and Amber got killed. Not that
I
you did it.
just said that.
No, you didn't. You're saying it in
I'm not
parts.
blaming your
You
name.
can't.
See, the fact that he's unwilling to even say their names. That's telling. He won't even say their names.
I'm not, because you can't. You know what? I'm about done with this dude. Aren't you? I'm really done with him. When we take the stand, what are we going to say? None?
No remorse.
None. You want to look at me like that? Do I look scared? Do I look like a little girl to you? Do I? You want to stare me down? Do I look like a little girl? Do I look like that scared Amber in that car? See, you would never face me. I bet you didn't even get any fights on the street, did you? Legitimately, that you had to. And I want you to look right below that one. Charlie just confessed and implicated him. This ain't bullshit.
Of course she is.
Of course she will. She was not going to
say
be
whatever she wants to.
I bet Charlie used to beat on your ass, didn't she?
Mm.
I bet she could whoop your... Didn't she?
Damn.
I bet you were scared of Charlie. Is that why you didn't? I bet she beat you. She beat you to do it, didn't she? You can beat Christina, that's it. Look at the little cowardly buck. Look at the little coward. Oh my God, that's it. Oh, that's it. I'm in the presence of a double killer, really scary, Scott.
Actually, no.
God, he's a joke.
The detectives leave the room and force Timothy to sit and wait for several hours. Eventually, 2 different detectives enter the room to try their luck with this coward.
She's up in New York right now, putting this all on you. You understand that. And this is no bullshit, okay? You're not going to let her do this to you. In my opinion, as a mother, okay, you would never do that to your children, what she's doing.
Okay. This poor girl right here, with her child in the back seat, I got a picture of her at McDonald's 20 minutes before, smiling and laughing. She had no idea 20 minutes.
This little boy, I know you saw him back there, right?
Look at the bullet hole behind
Sitting in the
you.
back seat of the car. Are you going to do the right thing? Tim, if if anything comes from this, you've got to do the right thing.
She didn't do anything to anybody.
Tim, how long was she in the driveway? Did she just pull in the driveway when you got there?
I want a lawyer.
I mean, you are just showing that you are a monster. You are that monster that everybody's pictured, painted out there on social media, all over the news. Monster shows up, kills 2 young parents with young children. That's what you want to go out as? You don't want to go out as the fact that you were trying to defend your family?
Meanwhile, in New York, Charlene had already spent several days in jail when she decided she wanted to make a deal with the prosecution.
Important thing is that you tell the truth. If I think at any time, just to be honest with you, there's any bullshit, we'll leave. I've got plenty of other stuff to be working on and doing, so there's just no time for any of it. I've been on the case since the shooting happened. So is he. Yeah, so let's just start at the beginning then, with how what happened on October 22nd happened on October 22nd.
At first, he told us that it was for because his car wasn't working. And that's what he told us. But then it ended up coming out to, I'm going to drive to New York. Okay. Why? Oh, I'm going to shoot Josh.
Right, where'd the conversation occur?
It always happened at our house. And he had, like, his soft armor, his hard armor, magazines, his AR, his shotgun, I want to say an extra 9mm that he always carried on him. So he was getting all that stuff ready, extra clothes. Basically he said, you know, I know we're getting a divorce, and I was trying to make it to where, look, we are getting a divorce. We're not pretending, we are getting a divorce. And he didn't want it. He's like, oh, can we do anything about it? Blah, blah, blah. You know, why can't we be together? Because my kids are more important than my marriage right now. So he was pissed off, and he left. And he said he was going to go shoot Josh.
You still lying. I still think that you told him there's a possibility for y'all to get back together. And that was the motivation he needed to go make sure that he got Josh off the map.
I hadn't believed him, because he had taken another trip to New York saying things like that. I want to say it was in like July, August, somewhere in there. He took a trip up to New York in his Jeep. And he came back, and nothing had happened. And that's why, you know, I knew he wasn't going to shoot him.
That's cap too, because if you knew that, that would have made your story more believable. If you had said, you know, I didn't think he would do this. Why? Because he's been to New York before, and he never did nothing like that before. You know what I'm saying? He's been around this guy, Josh, in the vicinities to be able to do something and never did it. You never said that in the beginning. So you thought about this while you were in jail in a few days. You've been thinking about what you could add to your story to validate your side of the story, because you're trying to crack a deal here and get the least amount of time.
The detectives have to be very careful because Charlene has had plenty of time to create a narrative where she looks innocent.
Yep.
The detectives believe she knew about the plan. What they don't yet know is that she was actually the mastermind.
It's kind of...
I believe that too. Yeah, you wanted your kids back. You wanted Josh off the map. You know that Tim would do anything because Tim loved you. Tim loved you and wanted to keep his wife. And you put that battery in Tim's back. You told Tim, you do this for me, man, we back together. You already admitted to the other cops. You said that you might have told him that little by little, after you got the kids back, y'all could look at being a family. Now you sitting up here telling a bold-faced lie to two other detectives. You forgot about that part of the story when you told him that? You feel me? When you forgot about the fact that you put the battery right up in his back like a Chucky doll, child's play. You feel me? But this ain't child's play. Oh no. This is grown people activities that come with grown consequences and repercussions.
Right now I'm kind of getting ready to get up and go, because it doesn't make sense that you would rent a car for him for work purposes, but he wouldn't be on the, like, there's an affirmative conversation that we know happened, and we have evidence that happened, of keeping him off of the insurance. So you know, before you go to that airport, before you rent that car, to keep him off of the insurance. So right now, I call...
Well, honestly, that did happen.
I'm done. I'm not.
We're done.
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
She's saying okay as if she think that, this is my story. Her lawyer finna tell her, listen, when you trying to get a deal, you better tell them the truth. Because if they already told you from the jump, if they smell any bullshit, they up out of there. You think it's a game at this point. That little smirk on your face is if you're like, well, if you don't want to listen, fine, that's the truth. And you know you lying. Your lawyer knows you lying right now. He know you lying. He finna tell your ass, hey, if you want a deal, you better just tell the truth. They got too much evidence on y'all. And you don't even know if Tim gonna flip on you or not. He probably not, because he's insanely in love with you to the fact that he would go off and shoot your ex-husband and his wife. That's crazy. With the baby in the car, crazy work.
Charlene's lawyer spends several minutes explaining that she needs to be honest if she wants to make a deal.
Boom.
There are parts of this, obviously, they think you're the ultimate part. We're looking for a plea on the ultimate part as an accomplice. Right? So we go in there tomorrow, but in this thing falls apart. We go in there tomorrow, obviously we don't have a deal anyway, but
you will have to admit to being an accomplice to the murders. You will have to admit to that. So, that's obviously part of this, if you want that. You know what I mean? I'm not sure you do. But, I gotta go back there and try to bring them back in. I may not need to do that. You know what I mean? But, that's what just happened. And like I said, it's not terribly unusual that it happened that way, but, they're putting the pressure on you and they don't believe you. You tell me what you want to do. You want to start over? You want to walk out too? What do you want to do?
Is it really worth it?
The short answer is yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it.
I don't know.
This guy just doesn't out of the blue say, I'm going to go do this.
No.
So that's where the beginning is. Like, where is the plan to go commit the ultimate offense? It's not like they went to the house to steal candy.
Right.
I mean, it's the ultimate thing. The beginning is not a week before. It can't be, because it's too big. It's too big.
I mean, when I'm telling you he's at work, he was at work.
I understand. I believe it. I mean, again, it's a bad word. So
it's easier for me if they would just ask me questions.
Okay. Is there want me to ask them to do?
If they will, if they won't, then we'll just...
I get it. Okay.
The lawyer leaves the room to try and get the detectives to come back.
She's still not getting it. You're not understanding. Without this plea deal, there is no getting. You getting life. Without the plea deal, you're getting life. You're not. That's not registering in your head. Without this plea deal, you become an accomplice to 2 homicides. You doing life without that plea deal. At least with the plea deal, you might do 30. You might do 30, 40. You know what I'm saying? Probably get out. If you do 40, you probably get out in 30, 32. Still be able to get out and see your kids. Life, you could always, you can see them behind bars. You'll never be able to breathe the clean air to take them to the park. You know what I'm saying? To hold well, I guess you can touch people in jail, but you know what I'm saying? You ain't getting the real parenting like you really want to have it with your kids, who you claim are the most important things in your life. Now you got yourself in a position now where you could be facing life in jail for a double homicide. And you got to debate whether you want to tell the truth at this point. Come on, man. Make it make sense. Because what you're hoping is that Tim don't flip on you. You're hoping that he is so crazy in love with you that he will not flip on you and tell what happened. But I got a feeling Tim gonna come to his breaking point. Or maybe he don't. If he don't come to his breaking point, it's because he really is crazy in love with you for real. But let's get to it.
Why are you renting this vehicle?
Because we are told that it's for his vehicle that is broken down and not working. The starter's broken.
So that's
initially why we first rented the vehicle.
Was there a conversation in your garage between you, Tim, before the rental of the car?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're telling me that during that conversation, it wasn't that the story was going to be it was for him for work, but that the plan was for him to come to New York. Is that what you're telling me?
No.
No. So what are you telling me?
That it's the story.
And so the real understanding, though, in the garage at that point is we're renting the car for Tim to come up to New York and kill Josh.
Yeah.
After he gets that car, what's Tim doing?
He came to my house, which was in Sunray, and he loaded it up with all of his gear.
So what's the plan? He's got an arsenal, energy drinks, and clothes. What's the plan in this rented car?
He was going to come up and shoot Josh.
Okay.
He didn't tell me how. He didn't tell me any of the details. As he said, it's best if you don't know.
And at this point, him coming up to do this is for you to get your kids back.
Yes, ma'am.
And in some way, shape, or form end up with you guys being back together because you got your kids back.
Yeah.
Okay. But your end game is getting your kids back.
Yeah.
Regardless of if you and Tim work out, you need your kids back. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I told Tim, I was like, look, you just need to do it. I was like, I'm done seeing my kids cry. I'm done seeing all this bullshit.
When you say do it, what do you mean?
Kill him. Just get it done and over with. We start planning it out. He was like, oh, what should I wear? I was like, oh, I don't know.
Well, what about the gun? Because we know it's not his gun, and we know you know it's not, because when you were up here, you were already saying stuff about it. So,
Yeah.
what gun was it?
It was a gun from Sunray Police Department that he had taken.
Can I take a break?
Bro, why would you take a gun from your job as a cop to go commit a homicide, and you don't think that they'll be able to match up the fact that your soon-to-be ex-wife's ex-husband and his wife were just murdered? You're a police officer. You get pulled over and you got all kind of guns and weapons and stuff on. Yo, why would you take a gun from? Why wouldn't you buy it? No, you know what? It don't matter. It don't even matter. The whys don't even matter. It's like the police were saying the other day. Like I've been following it daily. Like the police were saying in the other clip. You're not as smart as you think you are, Tim. You just didn't think this thing through. Your love for this woman, the desire you have for this woman, you are crazy in love with her. And that's a scary thing to be with somebody. It's even scarier when the person knows that you're crazy in love with them, because they can have you do anything they want, because they know your loyalty to them. And that's a dangerous thing to have. And she knew it. Remember earlier on in the clip when she was smiling when the cop brought up how, you're not just beautiful, but you're powerful. And you have a power over Tim. And she kind of smirked and she kind of laughed about it. Yeah, that was true, because she knew it. She knew it. When she knew whenever she was ready to get Josh up out of here, all she had to do was look at Tim and say, get it done. And Tim would do it. Especially if you told Tim, you do this for me, there's a possibility we could work things out. It's like on Dumb and Dumber. What's the chances of a girl like you and a guy like me getting together, riding off in the sunset? 100,000-1? She's like, more like 1,000,000-1. So you're saying there's a chance. If you know that reference, you know that reference. But if not, you're just a little younger. But anyways, that's what happens. Stay away from that. That's a big red flag. When somebody is crazy in love with you, people that are crazy in love with you can do things to hurt themselves, to hurt you, to hurt your loved ones, your children, and all that. Or they can take orders to hurt others, because that delusion has taken over their logical thinking. You feel me? So let's just see how this all ends up here. We already know that she's been lying. She's finally telling the truth. She already admitted to orchestrating the thing. You know what I'm saying? To putting Tim up to it, to coming up with the idea. So she basically is trying to get a plea deal that's not going to be life. That's what I'm looking at. She's trying to get a possibility of parole. She just don't want life or the death penalty, because I don't know where she's at. I forgot where she's at. It happened in New York, but I don't know where she's at. I can't remember. But y'all know. Let's see.
Yeah.
Sure. Bring it back.
Do you need to use the restroom or anything? You're good? Okay.
In the end, Charlene would get 28 years in prison after making a plea deal with the prosecution. However,
I wasn't too far off what I said. She can get about 30 to 40 years, depending on, how the plea deal go. 28 years.
Timothy was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Prosecution believed that Charlene manipulated Timothy into killing her children's father by promising him they would be together if she had her children.
Damn.
Charlene planned everything from renting a car to what time of day Joshua would be home. Charlene avoided a life sentence by testifying against Timothy.
Yep.
Do you think Charlene deserved the same sentence as Timothy? Why or why not? Please.
So Timothy didn't crack. You know what I'm saying? He stuck to the story because he's crazy in love with her. Even being testified against it, like, that's crazy. Man. Like, we have got to do a better job of knowing people's red flags. Both of y'all have moved on. I'm talking about Josh and the girl here. They all both moved on, got remarried. But Josh and her getting into it all the time, and especially after the breaking point had to be when she lost custody of the children. That had to be the breaking point for her. And I'm wondering if Josh knew that was a snapping point. I wonder if that point Josh knew that he probably gonna have to watch his back because she's crazy and so is Tim. Tim being crazy in lieu of being in love with her. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he thought everything was all good because, it's in the court systems. But if my ex-wife's husband is a cop and me and her got beef, I'm watching my back 24/7. I don't trust the situation at all. You feel me? I don't trust any of that. And then he won sole custody and all that type stuff. I might be moving. But then again, I'm thinking like, dang, he a cop. He might be able to call in a favor. I'm super paranoid. I don't even know how he just moved on with his life like everything was cool. Maybe I'm just a paranoid person like that, because I just be feeling like he's connected because he a boy in blue, and they watch out for each other. He connected. You know what I'm saying? Like silly things can happen, like, you know, a hit and run and you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy stuff like that. But rest in peace to these two. They didn't deserve that. I pray for them kids. Pray for the kids, man. Pray for the family. And yeah, man, y'all just got to be observant, be aware, and let's do the best we can do to make sure we stay on top of our P's and Q's, man. Stay on top of our toes, man. They didn't deserve that, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. But we in a world where crazy people exist and these crazy things happen. That's why we cover these things here. That's why we go over these stories. I go over them, I narrate them, I give my opinion on them, because this is the reality of the world we live in. These things happen every day. A lot of us, it's out of sight, out of mind. Always stay on your toes. You know, watch for red flags, man. Stay prayed up. Stay prayed up, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think she got enough time? You think 28 years was a fair deal for being involved in orchestrating 2 homicides? I don't know. What y'all think? Let me know. Till next time. Peace.